All right. Thank you. Tanveen, your inputs.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, your share gives everybody an idea what you're doing. Plus, I can add more strategies if you are to make it better.
What's working for me, right?
Yeah.
Reading, my student is improving in her reading, and it's a tremendous, I mean, very good improvement I'm seeing in hers. I think that's because not only because of my effort, the parent is very consistent, I would say, and she's throughout the time with the child, and that support I think matters a lot. And there is another child with whom I'm working on his memory skills. I used to see a very good improvement, but he took a 2 weeks break. And now he's come back after 2 weeks. I feel some the his something is missing. I mean, it's gone down, so I have to work on it again. So his memory, his thinking skills. I'm working on the those things, and I am fascinated. Like these things can I didn't know actually, to be frank, that these things could be could be changed so much. Like he's in grade 5. So when I saw that improvement, even I was like, they say, no, the brain elasticity. So I was like fascinated by that, and I'm still. And but the thing is, when we stop it, everything goes down. That gap, I'm really concerned about that. When we are consistent, as you said, we see that lot of changes, and the parent is not as doing what we are expecting them, asking them to do. They're not. She does not have time also, and they're not able to do as we are doing. So that maybe that connection is always getting only from our sessions. So when the session is not there, that lag is there. Then there is another child. A lot of improvement in his speaking, sentence formation, and the way he used to construct sentences and all. But spelling, I don't know, not been able to get him where he has to get. I mean, last year I was working with him. This year again, last year I was doing reading, but this year is when I took his spelling, writing actually. But I'm not really satisfied with how he's progressing in his spellings. He's becoming conscious. He's becoming, but not. I am not happy with. He's very smart. The child is very smart. um, I'm working different, using different strategies, and especially working on his phonemic awareness and all. Um, that is some challenge actually for me. The spelling. Yes, ma'am. That's from my side.
So what is the challenge? Have you identified the problem?
Yes, I'm not sure. Like vowels is the biggest thing. What change a challenge for him, and like he's not able to apply whatever spelling rules we have learned, especially when he's writing his first draft. And I don't tell him to use the spelling. I don't tell him to concentrate on the spellings during the first draft. But during the corrections, he does a lot of changes. For example, the one spelling I would say, like us, US, us. He knows the spelling of that. But every time he would write AS, AS. Every time we have corrections, every time we have discussion, every time we have the sound thing and all. But every time that thing is used to be there. There's few things he has corrected on his own, and especially when he's editing after the first draft, he's correcting many things. But still, there is a long gap. Vowels, I think, is the main.
So did you play a PPT game with him for AS and US?
No.
Means you make a slide of AS and make a slide of US. Big. One full screen. For such common words. And as you start the session, you start with that only. Big. Also, the color should be different. S should be same color, but U and A should be different color.
Sure.
And that should be on the screen, big. And repeat it. Like, do it in the beginning. Then you teach something else, whatever you do. Again, come back and ask, what is this? So sometimes the brain responds to color and picture, not sometimes, most of the time. Whatever he's got registered previously, stored, is what he's saying. Now that has to erase.
Yes. Right.
To erase that, you have to replace it with something more noticeable. All of us have it. All of us have this, some data which is there in our brain, not only related to reading, anything, we go back to it again and again. And when somebody wants to tell us a new data, we are not ready to take it. So something bigger has to happen to erase that old data and put this new data. Got it? For us, not you maybe, for us, using technology to book things, using Amazon to do things was something unaccepted. Because the previous data said everything was okay. Going to the shop, buying, everything was okay. So that for that shift to happen, a lot of hammering has happened in our brain. Then the acceptance of the shift has happened. How many of you today go to the railway station and book tickets? How many of you have done it? I have done a lot. Many of them have never ever gone to railway station to book ticket because we have people of different age group here. Alka must have gone and stood in the queue. Rupa must have gone and stood in the, I don't know Rupa, I have stood. Yeah, stood in the queue, and from the queue, we have to call our family and say, on this date, it is not available. Can I book? Can I take the ticket? And that too, they'll give you only few seconds in that counter. If you are late, the person standing behind will just push you away and he will come and ask for the ticket. And by the time you take your decision, etc., your ticket is gone. So I've gone through all this a lot. And we thought that was the right method. Today, you ask me to do it, I'm like, crazy? When I can just click a button and do it. So what I'm telling is the data in that brain that is set, difficult to erase.